Between 2009 and 2024, the world's largest brands moved billions of dollars out of traditional media and into the automated machinery of digital programmatic advertising. The strategy relied on a specific promise. By using behavioral data, advertisers could pinpoint the exact consumer they wanted at the precise moment they were ready to buy. This graph plots 15 years of public corporate SEC filings. Digital ad spend skyrockets, but corporate revenue growth stays completely flat. You see this disconnect in legacy brands. Procter & Gamble and Nestlé spent billions on digital targeting, yet growth failed to break 1%. These corporations traded broad-reach campaigns for targeting algorithms designed to capture cheap clicks. They optimized for digital efficiency, but they stopped reaching enough actual humans to move the needle. For years, industry trade associations and legacy verification vendors maintained brand confidence by certifying that digital ad fraud was contained under 1%. These reports relied on measurement technology that only caught the most primitive bots, allowing billions in ad spend to flow into campaigns that reported no issues. This suggests that while the dashboards reported successful delivery, a significant portion of those digital budgets was being absorbed by non-human traffic. By relying on these self-reported legacy metrics, ad platforms were protected while corporate growth continued to stagnate. Dr. Augustine Fou, an MIT-educated material scientist turned cybersecurity researcher, began tracking the raw data outside these established verification systems. Dr. Fou's empirical findings revealed a systemic problem. Digital ad fraud typically reached 90% of total inventory, a rate that has remained constant since the beginning of programmatic buying. In the programmatic ecosystem, the removal of human oversight allowed bad actors to spook websites and deploy bot armies that operate at unfathomable scale. These automated scripts are designed to simulate human actions, like scrolling and clicking. They generate millions of measurable impressions that are never seen by a real person. The exact automation and scale that made programmatic advertising attractive to brands also made it the perfect, defenseless target for systemic cybercrime. If an independent researcher could measure 90% fraud rates, why did the major platforms and vendors continue to report less than 1% for over a decade? Dr. Fou argues that the persistence of ad fraud is rooted in misaligned economic incentives throughout the supply chain. Supply chain entities are paid per impression, generating revenue whether an ad reaches humans or bots. Fraudsters exploit this through verification stripping, blocking detection tags so vendors report no data. The system treats this as clean, allowing the payment loop to continue. The legacy advertising ecosystem was economically discouraged from solving the problem. Exposing the truth would have instantly devalued their own revenue models. The 15-year flatline in corporate revenue serves as the final empirical proof of Dr. Fauci's warnings. While digital-heavy brands stalled, companies in the insurance sector, like Progressive and Geico, maintained broad-reach television advertising. Over that same 15-year period, they achieved sustained double-digit revenue growth. This highlights the logic of greenfield advertising. Long-term growth comes from reaching the 99% of consumers who aren't currently in the market, rather than hyper-targeting the 1% who already are. Brands are discovering that revenue expansion requires generating new demand across broad populations, rather than competing for saturated, bottom-of-the-funnel clicks. Money advertisers are now moving away from legacy metrics and utilizing independent post-bid analytics to find actual humans. Georgia Pacific used independent measurement to identify and block bots. By filtering out fraudulent traffic, they increased their real human reach eightfold. Multinational brands like Beiersdorf have adopted similar strategies, tracking real human attentiveness on landing pages instead of relying on raw, easily faked impression counts. After a 15-year, multi-billion-dollar experiment in automated targeting, Dr. Fou's data has been vindicated. Sustainable growth requires abandoning the illusion of digital scale and measuring only what is real.